Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Hey Good Lookin', What's Cookin' with R.A. Matt. Tonight we are going to make a delicious bow tie meat sauce pasta, featuring the bow tie pasta, of course, a tomato and basil sauce, as well as our delicious ground beef. So come follow me, let's look for ingredients. Starting off the bat, we have our delicious grated Parmesan cheese, 1 box of our bow ties, 2 cans of our tomato and basil pasta sauce, our 5 best flavors, our Italian seasoning, our garlic powder, our parsley flakes, our crushed red pepper, and our black pepper. We also then have our delicious ground beef right over here, 80% lean, 20% fat. Not bad at all, great to cook with. We then have our utensils and cookware being 2 spoons, a big saucepan, a pot for the water, another small one for our pasta sauce, a pan as well to also cook for the beef, and a strainer as well. So let's start adding water to the big pot, and then let's get that ground beef sizzling. Alright, so the water's up and boiling, or bubbling I should say. I just wanted to see what we're going to do is we're going to put both cans of the tomato and basil in here. Right, give it a little shake just to make sure you have most of it out. Good pat or something. If you have like a mini spatula to get all the insides out, you can also do that. As you can tell, this sauce is very thick. It's not thin enough, but what we're going to do, it also helps to kind of clean out the can, right? Is we're just going to quickly run some water, right? And just quickly turn the can, the glass tin, right? Give it a good old shake, right? And then when we pour it in, not only is the sauce thinned out, but the can's a little bit more cleaner than it was before. So just do it again. And then even on the other one too. If it's too watery, you can always thicken it up again with flour or whatnot, but because we're gonna let this leave on a low simmer anyway, it's okay to add a little bit extra water. Alrighty, so as the water's starting to bubble, we already have the ground beef in and the pasta, the sauce on top. Both of them at like a medium flame. All we're gonna do is just add our seasoning in, primarily to the beef. That way it really cooks itself in, because what we're then gonna do is then put the beef, actually mix it in with the sauce. So more on the beef than anything. I already did the black pepper, I did the red pepper, do some of the parsley, and then parsley on here. So our delicious garlic powder. And then for both of these, you always have to be cautious to always keep stirring constantly. So I'm gonna give these a big stir, and I'll give you a little progress report soon. Alrighty, good progress report halfway. Most of the ground beef is already starting to brown a lot more, which is excellent. Again, you're just gonna wanna just continuously keep stirring it, get it really nice and choppy. To also go off of that, our sauce is looking great. As you can see when I stir it or pour it, nice and starting to get a lot thicker now, even just from adding that water. So again, you're just gonna constantly keep stirring it. Both of them are on a medium-high flame, but you don't wanna go too far. As you can see, you don't wanna make a big mess, considering it's already bubbling, already at the top. So you just wanna be very careful with everything. Alrighty, so a bit of an update. The water was already boiling, so I just threw in the bow tie pasta, the farfalle, as it's pronounced. I also been starting to add some of the tomato sauce in here. That way it also kind of cooks in with the beef, and it slowly kind of drains out the one of the sauce. I know, excuse all the messes in here. You gotta be very slow and careful, and sometimes when everything's starting to bubble, or when the kitchen starts to yell at you, sometimes going slow, you sometimes forget. Come to the point where everything's already almost done. This is one of the faster meals compared to the other ones. As you notice now, even when adding the sauce, a lot of the oil from the ground beef is starting to pop up. So what we're gonna do is just drain a little bit of that, right? And then what we can do 2 things. If we drain most of the oil out, we can put half the tomato sauce in with the meat and just cook it from there. Or when we plate everything, we'll just do a scoop of pasta, a scoop of ground beef, and then the tomatoes on top. We'll kind of play around with it as it goes. So as everything's just about being done, I have both the sauce and the meat on a very low right now. I think once the pasta is done boiling, we're going to do something a little unconventional but fun, which is exactly what this cooking show is all about. Once that pasta is done being boiled, we're then going to throw it back in the pot. We're then going to add all the meat into the big pot with the sauce on top, give it a great big mix. And then we're going to add the Parmesan cheese on top. It will be fantastic. And judging by the look of it, I think the pasta is done. Let's start. And from 3 clean pots and pans, we're now down to 1 big pan and 2 dirty areas. A good lesson to always make sure you always clean up after yourself. But I think now the best part will be coming up soon, the plating. Let's start. And now for the best part, the plating. A nice couple of small scoops. Oh, you could see all the steam. Absolutely fantastic. 1 more big, mighty scoop. Oh, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And then to top it all off, grated Parmesan cheese. Absolutely delicious. And that will do it for today's video, folks. Take care. Enjoy.